Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. We are going to continue with the Frames and Flowers DSP and die cuts. Today I am going to make this flip front angle card. Super easy, but looks fantastic. So we are going to need a Lost Lagoon card base. We're going to need some petal pink cardstock for behind the designer series paper. We need a wreath from the set. And then we need a piece of basic white for the inside so you can write your greeting on it. And we can just start building. So I will show you all the elements of the project. I'll just make sure that I'm in frame here so you can still see everything. And so we've got our card base. We've got a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 to go on the inside of the card, and we've got our piece of designer series paper that we're going to put on the front, and we've got a piece of petal pink that we're going to put behind. This is the piece that I used, the opposite piece to this. So we'll get to how we cut in just a minute. This piece is 2 3/4 by 8 1/2 and then scored at 4 1/4. And that's our center flip up. Then we've got our basic white that goes inside at 2 1/2 by 4. And then we've got a 2 1/2 by 4 that will go on the front. We're going to stamp the greeting and then run it through the timber embossing folder. And the greeting that we're using on this one is Thinking of You. So this could be a birthday card. You could change up the colors a little bit and make it a bit more of a sympathy or a get well card. But you can do whatever you like with it. I am going to stamp this first because I'm going to run it through an embossing folder after I stamp it, and I want the ink to be really dry so that I don't end up with ink in my embossing folder. So I'm just going to stamp this down right in the middle. So Thinking of You, there we go. I'm probably a little bit low. I'm going to flip that over because I don't like where I am. I'm still in frame here. I just need to pull it a little bit closer so that I can stamp. And oh no, I'm good, I'm straight. So we'll put that out of the way for now. And let's go ahead and cut our card front. And I'll show you how we do that. It is super simple. We're going to get out our paper trimmer. And let's just score this. So this is the front of the card, and I need to cut it like this. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to line this up so that the corner, like the little folded edge and the corner, are lined up in the trough for the paper trimmer. And we're just going to cut that off. So now we've got our angle fold for the front, and this you can save for something else. We're just going to pop that off to the side. I am going to need it again. I just want to squash this down again. So for this piece, this is how I kind of decided what I needed for a piece of matting, and then my piece of designer series paper. And I'll be honest with you, I loaded this up before I cut this, so I know what I need. What you can do is the 5 1/4 by 4 goes on the inside, and you probably can't see, maybe if I tip it out like that or in like this, I'm about, I don't know what that is. I'm a little less than 1/2 inch. Little less than 1/2 inch there that you can trim down to cut it on a diagonal. Honestly, when I first did it, I just kind of kept trimming down to make sure that I was the right size. You can do it like this, but what I found was it was way more effective with the matting in behind. So I'm just going to attach this to the mat and then I'm going to trim the mat. So a nice narrow border on this one. Just that little bit of a border. And then I'm going to bring my trimmer back in. Kind of line things up the same way as I did before, but making sure that I am straight with my trough here, and making sure that I'm straight against the ruler. And then I kind of went in a little bit and then started to cut so that I didn't end up like bumping the edge, because sometimes if you start off the paper and drag through, it can create a bit of a tear at the beginning. So I started a little into the cut. So I can take this and I can attach it. And it's just going on here like this. Again, just that little bit of a border, making sure I'm even all the way around, including on that diagonal. So that is the front of the card. And I'm just going to flat mount this on the inside. Then we'll put the Thinking of You through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with the timber folder. So you're starting to get the idea of how the card is coming together. Let's run this through the timber folder, and then we can build the little flap for the front. So I want the wood grain to go up and down, so I'm putting it in sideways, and then I'm just going to run it through the machine. So again, lots of new subscribers this week. Thank you very much. Lots of new people commenting and lots of regulars commenting. I love your comments. I love the connection that we have in the comments, and I'm learning about the things that you like and the things that you'd like to see in the videos. So again, this one, I was at a retreat this weekend, and this was one of the cards on display. So I came home and figured out how to make it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just adhere this to the front, just straight flat mounting it right onto the middle of the front. I did this at first without doing the embossing folder, and it was very, very plain, even with the wreath over top. So I chose to do the folder. And it's just that nice little detail. So again, this was 2 3/4 by 8 1/2, and I scored it at 4 1/4, and then the outside piece and the inside piece are 2 1/2 by 4. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use adhesive. Oh, and I'm just about to run out of adhesive in this one. And then I'm just going to center it on the inside of the card, like that. And when you flip it up and flip it closed, it flips down over top. So this looks like you could just open the card like this, but you've got the added detail. Then I used dimensionals to put the wreath on. I needed to decide which way up the wreath was going to go. I think it's fine like that. So I'm just going to put some dimensionals kind of at the top of it. You can use larger dimensionals if you want to. I just happen to have these ones on my desk. Okay, so we'll peel the backs off of these. And then I use some of the iridescent foil gems to just put in the middle, just to kind of draw the eye to the greeting a little bit. So a little bit more detailed than cards I usually do, but still fairly quick to make. Really simple, but super effective. My kind of tagline of beautifully simple and simply beautiful still in play. Okay, let's grab these up and we'll put one there. We'll just pop another one in down here. You could add ribbon, you could add any kind of bling that you want. I just like these ones because they draw the eye in without kind of taking away. But that is our flip front angle cut card. So it'll still stand up on a desktop, but you've got the detail. So thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.